and it wasn't too hot. Perfect weather to lay by the pool and also take a nice walk. We've got some time before sunset too. I'm joined now by Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, we're seeing beautiful June weather after a rainy May. Well, will that sunshine stick around?
The sunshine is going to stick around for a couple of more days, but eventually we are going to get more cloud cover into the Tennessee Valley. We're also going to get the humidity to return. We're also going to bring back the opportunities for a little bit of rain. In the meantime, I have a look out over the parkway this evening. Traffic seems to be moving smoothly. It would be a beautiful evening to spend a little bit of time outside. An evening walk actually sounds like a fantastic idea. Upper 70s and lower 80s. That's where we're sitting right now. 78 in Arab, 78 in Coleman, 82 in Fayetteville, sitting at 81 degrees over in Florence. Upper 70s for our friends over in Northeast Alabama, 78 degrees, 80 degrees right now at the Huntsville International Airport. Through the rest of the evening, temperatures gradually falling off into the 70s, 73 at 8, 70 by 9, 68 degrees by the time we get to 10 p.m. It's going to be another somewhat cool night as we head into the overnight and then early into your Friday morning. But then that's going to begin to change again as we head into the weekend and then as we head into the early part of next week. We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
After several months of litigation, a Madison County judge permanently shut the doors on 708 Bar and Grill, issuing an injunction and calling it a public nuisance. The order requires the owners to surrender all city and state business and alcohol licenses within 48 hours and keeps the property padlocked. The city cited a history of problems at the bar, including 3 shootings in less than a year, alleged drug activity, and multiple code violations. The judge also noted the defendants repeatedly failed to comply with court orders and discovery requests. Japanese authorities are expanding the search for a missing Auburn University student. James Weston Higginbotham was last seen almost a week ago on May 29th after he separated from his family to explore Kyoto on his own. Police have deployed 50 officers, K-9 teams, and helicopters to search wooded areas in Yamashina. His family says officers searched difficult terrain and heavy rain and are now reviewing additional surveillance footage while following new leads. His mother, during a recent interview, says it's not unusual for her son to blow off steam in the woods.
It's not unusual for Weston to blow off steam going to the woods, and just exploring. That's his happy place. When he turned off his location, that was so concerning because it's so out of character for him.
Authorities continue to search for Weston in Japan. Back here in the Tennessee Valley, Madison County crews have been making some emergency repairs throughout the day after they discovered a void in the road. And according to workers at the scene, it would have caused a collapse if it went unnoticed. It's all happening here at the intersection of Wauchana Highway and Yarborough Road. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us the impact the work has on the surrounding area.
A hole in the road. That's what one county worker spotted just yesterday. According to Phil Vandiver on the Madison County Commission, it started because of a rusty pipe causing erosion under the road and continued when county workers came across a water main under the job site. Now they're digging out the whole road to replace the pipe and fill it back in.
The hole was growing and he thought he could see where the road was sinking in. So that's a pretty dangerous situation for it to start happening in one afternoon. And so we got the equipment out and started digging. And we found out there was a void underneath the road that had the potential to collapse if a large truck had crossed over it.
But the road being out has caused some delays for residents on Wauchana Highway. Some of them saying they should have gotten some notice before the work started.
No one gave us no notice, no time frame. Usually it's on the news like the road be closed for such and such time. There's now flag people out here to tell you drive on one side of the road, both sides is closed. So that's very inconvenient. Good thing I ain't had no doctor's appointment today.
Some nearby residents like Tangela King say it's restricted their travel.
Started driving down the street, saw the road, the closed sign, drove a little bit further, then it was blocked completely off, made a U-turn to go back another way, then that was closed off too, so literally I'm blocked off. I'm not supposed to even leave my house.
But Vandiver says it's critical work happening on such short notice that they couldn't give residents any warning of the road's closure.
I wish we could have gave them notice. I wish we'd had notice, but it's a situation that you're working hard. This was an emergency situation. This was not a notice situation.
And crews with the county and the Harvest Monrovia Water Authority have been working all day to get the road open again for commuter travel. In Madison County, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Vandiver also tells FOX54 the work should be finished by late this afternoon, but it's not clear yet if workers have hit any more delays along the way. If you have plans that lead you through Cummings Research Park Saturday morning, plan for delays. The Huntsville Police Department says the Heel and Crank Duathlon will bring temporary road closures and traffic restrictions from 7 until about 11. Cyclists will travel a course along Explorer Boulevard with impacts expected on Discovery, Mark C. Smith, and Moquin Drives. Officers will be stationed along the route to direct traffic and help keep both drivers and participants safe. 38 vehicles stopped during an operation along Research Park Boulevard, authorities say, and the goal to enforce traffic safety. Madison County Sheriff's Office and Huntsville Police Department teamed up to conduct those stops yesterday. Take a look. Authorities say they made 2 arrests and impounded 1 vehicle. Officials say this is part of an ongoing operation to improve driving behaviors in high traffic areas. Redstone Arsenal's test center has named its new commander during a change of command ceremony. Colonel Aaron Kia now leads one of the Army's premier development and testing hubs. He's a Hawaii native with extensive aviation expertise. He says the test center is positioned to move quickly in delivering capabilities to soldiers. Previous commander, Colonel Joe Alexander, retired after 26 years of Army service. Alexander was also awarded the Legion of Merit during the ceremony. The city of Huntsville is urging you to get ready for this year's municipal elections in August. If you want to run for the available offices, City Council and Board of Education seats in Districts 2, 3, and 4, candidate qualifying opens June 9th and closes June 23rd. The last day to register as a voter is August 10th, and the elections begin August 25th. City Clerk Chandrika Edwards explains the requirements.
We want to ensure that all candidates reside within the municipality as well as the district for 90 days prior to the election. We want to ensure that you also file your statement of economic interest with the state within 5 days of qualifying and submitting your paperwork to the city clerk's office. You can visit the City of Huntsville voting and election webpage. We try to have all of the basic information available on our website.
Edwards says there's already opposition for several incumbent seats. Last year, the city saw a 7% voter turnout, so they're urging you to make it to the polls in August. Alabama's runoff elections only 12 days away. Former GOP Chairman John Wall is on the ballot seeking the lieutenant governor position. He earned a spot in the runoff election against Secretary of State Wes Allen. Wall has served as the state GOP leader since 2021. And he says his political experience can help him serve Alabamians better if elected.
As chairman of the Alabama Republican Party, I kind of, was on the front lines fighting for the Republican Party, for the conservative values that so many Alabamians believe in. And I think that experience is incredibly important. It's that outsider perspective, right? The grassroots side of politics. And that's what we need in government. Someone who has a service mentality, has the experience through grassroots involvement, but is not part of the political establishment.
Primary runoff election scheduled for June 16th. Other races in this runoff include the U.S. Senate and Attorney General elections. A new era with the hopes of a new building to run the city of Florence. FOX54's Valentina Chalala hears from city leaders. And we've seen how cities like Huntsville and Decatur have regulated Airbnbs. We'll take you to Atlanta, the host city for the World Cup, a host city, and see how homeowners are profiting. brand new City Hall could soon change the look of downtown Florence. This week, city leaders approved the next step in a project years in the making. Supporters say it's a needed investment in the city's future, while some residents have questioned whether the money could be better spent elsewhere. Florence City Council voted this week to move forward with plans for a new City Hall, and this is the proposed site right here. The project would replace the aging municipal building and bring city operations under one roof as leaders look to modernize city government. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala has the story.
This is the Florence City Hall residents have known for decades, but soon city business could be happening here instead. Right now it's just an empty lot, but City Council says this is where Florence's future City Hall could soon take shape. The new building would be right across the street from the current City Hall, on the site of a former parking deck at Pine and Tennessee Streets. Florence first started pursuing the project several years ago, but pandemic-related delays, rising construction costs, and other challenges put those plans on hold. Councilmember Jackie Hendricks says much of the debate is centered on whether the money should be spent elsewhere, but says the city's bond funding was specifically secured for a public building project.
The bondholders will only allow certain things to be done with it. The only way we could free that money up is to give it back, reborrow it, and based on today's interest rates, the additional cost on the $42 million in interest would be an additional $18 million. So it would be the worst business decision the city could ever make to give that money back. You can only do one thing with it, so the smart thing to do is solve the problem with it that you can.
Hendricks says City Hall is often the first impression people get of Florence and should reflect the community it represents. As for the current building, the city says they're exploring future economic development opportunities for the site. Next, an architect will develop designs for the new City Hall before the project returns to the council for another vote. In Florence, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
City leaders say they hope to begin site work before the end of the year. If everything stays on schedule, construction could take about 2 years to complete. Home Fleet Home, a temporary stay for World Cup fans, will take you east to see how Airbnb is running in Atlanta, a host city for the World Cup. Stay with us. In the meantime, back here in the Tennessee Valley, Jordan, we're kind of feeling a summer sizzle.
Yeah, slowly but surely beginning to get warmer across the Tennessee Valley. We were below average today, but that's going to change over the next couple of days. We'll talk about it in a few minutes.
Over County 911, what's the address of your emergency room? Okay, your wife is in a bar. You said she's unresponsive.
This is what he's going to tell you. How to get out of that situation.
And I grabbed the gun.
Trying to find the first place to put a body.
No, sir. The only thing they could do was kill him.
You want to say anything? We, the jury, and to find the defendant.
Drinks are flowing, the food is hot, and the band is playing at the Space and Rocket Center as the beer garden returns. There it goes. Huntsvillians made their way back to the Saturn V Hall as German food and beer made their long-awaited return alongside German music. For the center, this seasonal event celebrates the marriage of German culture and the space program.
It's part of our heritage. The whole German story is part of our heritage, and so it just makes sense to have this night, every Thursday night from 5 to 7:30, just to have people gather underneath the Saturn V rocket and enjoy the experience, and get to look around this beautiful hall and just learn more about all the things this community has done and contributed to space exploration.
Yeah, and if you can't make tonight's beer garden event, you have until late October. A Huntsville nonprofit founder who's caught the eye of Alabama leaders is hoping to take his community service all the way to the White House. Rodney Smith Jr., founder of Raising Men and Women Lawn Care Service, the man you see cutting grass at the state capitol. He sent an open letter to the White House asking permission to bring children from his 50-yard challenge to mow the White House lawn during the nation's 250th birthday celebration. Smith says the experience would show young people how serving others can create life-changing opportunities. He also asked President Trump to sign his American flag-themed mower, which he plans to auction to benefit a veterans nonprofit. The 50-yard challenge inspired more than 6,000 children nationwide to mow free lawns for people in need. Very beautiful view from Decatur. We've seen lots of sunshine throughout the Tennessee Valley today. We definitely could have used it with all the rain we've had earlier this week. I can't believe it was earlier this week, but then the week prior.
Yeah, it was literally just Monday that we were talking about the showers and thunderstorms, and then you're right, of course, all last week and the week before that, and so on and so forth. Have you ever been to the beer garden at the Space and Rocket Center?
No.
Highly recommend it. It's a fantastic event, and I know so many people always look forward to it every year, and I actually hate that it's seasonal. My one bit of advice, though, get there earlier than you think.
Uh-oh, why?
There is almost always a consistent line, and it can be a bit of a challenge to find a table.
Ooh. Good tip.
Exactly. Otherwise, you just end up finding an open chair and meeting a new friend. But just because it starts at 5, you should probably get there just at or just before when it actually starts so that you can ensure you get a seat and that you don't have to wait in such a long line. Drought monitor updated today. A lot of improvement across the Tennessee Valley. We're out of drought conditions in Coleman County. Now, a good number of us are sitting in the abnormally dry category, and it's kind of interesting how this lined up across southern Madison County, Jackson County, Marshall County, and portions of Morgan County. We'll talk about why that lined up like it did here in just a second. But then a couple of other folks are still sitting in the moderate drought category. Now, this does not sound near as bad. It's not near as bad as it actually sounds. Moderate drought, that doesn't sound very good. We're not in that dire of straits right now. We have seen a lot of rain over the last couple of weeks. So as far as rainfall totals are concerned, we're actually doing pretty good. Now, you notice that abnormally dry category, that area of yellow around Jackson County, Marshall County, Morgan, and Coleman County. That is directly related to the folks that have seen the most rain over the last several days. Scottsboro has seen 223% of what would be considered a normal amount of rain over a 30-day period. So if a normal amount of rain is 5 inches, they have seen 223% of that. That extends all the way down into Coleman County, 241%. Now, over in Russellville, 81% of what would be considered a normal amount of rain. So maybe a bit of a deficit, but considering all of the rain we've seen over the last couple of weeks, we're still not doing that bad. There's really nothing to worry about right now. We'll be dry Friday, Saturday, but then additional opportunities for some scattered showers and thunderstorms build into the Tennessee Valley by the time we get to Sunday and Monday. That activity will stick with us through Tuesday and Wednesday, and then kind of move out of the Tennessee Valley by the time we get to next Thursday. Not a lot of moisture across the southeast, maybe a couple of upper level clouds across northwest Alabama. You could kind of see some of that activity bleeding into Decatur there just a minute ago. But otherwise, we're talking about a really dry atmosphere. Until you get all the way back to Louisiana, up into Arkansas, and then back into Texas, they are talking about some scattered showers and thunderstorms. And that's reflected in our dew points. Now, these have come down over the last couple of hours, kind of between that noon and 3 p.m. sort of a time frame. They were a little bit higher, but now we're talking about dew points in the lower 50s. It's going to be a beautiful evening. Beautiful. You enjoy some time outside. Now, dew points are going to begin to climb as we head into Friday, Saturday, and then really climbing into the low and even mid 70s by the time we get to Sunday and Monday of next week. So we are very quickly going to get back to that point where you just kind of step outside and immediately feel that humidity. We climbed into the lower 80s this afternoon. We're going to drop into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight. I've got a low temperature right around 60 degrees. The next 7 days, 84 on Friday, 85 on Saturday. Getting a little bit warmer as well as a little more humid. 84 on Sunday, but then temperatures drop back off again Monday and Tuesday. We begin to warm up, and on Wednesday, really beginning to see the temperatures climb by the time we get to next Thursday.
The World Cup kicks off in just 1 week, and a couple of games will happen just a few hours up the road in Atlanta. As soccer fans pack into the A, some wonder where they might stay as the sporting event takes place. That's where short-term renting like Airbnb, Vrbo, and other rental platforms come in. Recently here in Huntsville, the city won a legal battle against a short-term rental operator. A circuit judge had permanently barred Patriot Family Homes from renting 7 residential properties as short-term rentals. The court ordered the company to provide rental revenue records dating back 8 years as the city seeks unpaid taxes and interest. But in Atlanta, property owners are gearing up for an influx of football fans in the city and the lodging they will need. WPA's Leandra Head takes us to Atlanta.
It's been going extremely well. We are probably about 85% booked to capacity.
Ahead of the FIFA Men's World Cup, Tershima Harris says that large groups are booking out her Airbnbs in Atlanta and in Marietta.
How many units are you booking out during FIFA World Cup?
We're doing 3.
3, okay. 3 houses?
3 houses, 3 separate full entity houses. This is one of the rooms that we rent out. So this is a king suite, ensuite. There's a full bathroom over there. They have a closet space, sitting area, your TV. Make it comfortable for you.
How much are you listing your Airbnb for a night?
It's just $400 a night. Normally we do about $175 a night.
Why are you listing your units higher than normal?
Price, demand. You know, as anything else, the more demand, the higher the pricing.
She's expecting to cash in.
Roughly around $37,000. And what we're already forecasting on the books in just that short window for FIFA is what we would normally, it would take us 6 to 8 months to bring in revenue.
In Atlanta, about 3 miles away from the stadium, Miles Maxey recently listed his home on Airbnb.
This is our kind of, Airbnb mini hotel area, the in-law suite.
This is nice.
Yeah.
How much is this house listed for one night?
$1,500.
Maxey hopes to get his first booking soon.
I think that when we get into the round of 32, round of 16, the semifinal, we're going to start to see a lot more action in Atlanta as people get excited for their home team.
He also hopes to cash in.
If we could rent out this house for 10 of the 30 days, I think that'd be great.
How much profit would that be for you?
10 days, so let's call it 15 grand.
That's nice.
Yeah, that'd be good. That would help the mortgage.
Help and a global event that people across Atlanta are looking forward to.
Everyday average people are being able to take advantage and bring in real dollars in revenue based on the FIFA coming.
Yeah, they'll certainly make a profit. Looking ahead on Fox 54, we're celebrating the FIFA World Cup with a Fox 54 World Cup special. Join Gabe Glassman and Mo Carter Monday, June 8th at 5 p.m. and it'll be available to watch anytime on the Fox 54 YouTube page and Fox 54 app. Download on your TV, watch for free. And Mo, what's going on with the Rocket City Trash Pandas?
Well, they're going to honor the Negro Leagues with a huge event this upcoming week. And I've got the details, plus a history lesson. That's all next in sports.
Fox 54 Plus has your news, sports, and weather. Start your evening with Fox 54 at 5:30, delivering the latest headlines and live reports straight from the scene. Then stay informed with Fox 54 News at 9. Featuring your Tennessee Valley certified most accurate weather impact team, tracking everything from tornado threats to traffic delays during severe weather. Fox 54 Sports Extra brings you more of what sports fans crave, with deeper insights, expert analysis, and all the action that matters most. On Fox 54 Plus, you'll also find Alabama politics, plus 24/7 weather radar and real-time forecasts to keep you ahead of the storm. Looking for a quick recap? Don't miss Fox 54 Week in Review, highlighting the biggest stories of the week. Jumpstart your morning with Morning Rush. Fast-paced news updates, featured with uplifting stories from across the globe. Get your entertainment fix with Getting Real, where we break down movie reviews, top 10 lists, and spotlight the newest film. Die Hard fan? Locked On Sports dives deep into the Crimson Tide. The
tigers, college rivalries, and pro action. True Crime Warrior Style, Killer Cases brings you gripping real-life stories that stick with you. Hungry for more? Cooking with Style serves up mouth-watering recipes that are easy to make and impossible to resist. From movie previews before you head to the theater with Take a Look to must-know headlines from across the region and around the world with In the News. Watch all of these shows on demand and also on the FOX54 News app. Available on Android and iOS devices. Streaming 24/7.
As the series with the Columbus Clinkstones rolls into the weekend, fans of the Rock City Trash Pandas will notice the team paying homage to a former local Negro League team to celebrate Juneteenth, a squad that was also known as the Huntsville Stars. Here's a history lesson about those Stars with Anthony Williams of the Negro Southern League Museum.
The Huntsville Stars were considered a minor league Negro League team, and we have a nearly complete uniform from them. And they were the pride of Negro League baseball in Huntsville. A lot of the players that played for Huntsville Stars went on to play with the Birmingham Black Barons. Players like Otha Bailey, Carl Holden, Eugene Scruggs. And it was, around the time of the late 40s and the early 50s, around the integration of baseball. And for those players, they all had that kind of hope that maybe they too could get a part of that major league success. And so teams like the Huntsville Stars were instrumental as far as developing black baseball players.
So the Trash Pandas will honor the Negro Leagues by hosting a Juneteenth kickback this Saturday. The team will wear their throwback uniforms, honor the late Eugene Scruggs, have a Negro League museum display, plus they'll have special appearances by a pair of former NFL players. Hey, tonight the Pandas will take the field looking to take the lead in the series against Columbus over in Madison. First pitch is in about 8 minutes at 6:35 p.m. Coming up tonight at 9 p.m., I'll have an update of that game, and we'll take you to college baseball because regionals are taking place at multiple places across the state. Kanisha.
Yes, coming up on Fox 54 News at 9, the Hartsville City Council reviewing the results of the city's strategic plan right now. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman will take us there. Japanese authorities are expanding their search for an Auburn student who went missing almost a week ago during a family trip. We hear from his family. And 8 booster motor segments for NASA's Artemis 3 are making a patriotic final trip aboard an America 250 themed Union Pacific locomotive. We'll tell you all about the red, white, and blue trip and more on Fox 54 News at 9. Before we let you go, as gas prices continue to rise, people across the country are finding new ways to be efficient, whether that's driving in pairs or, look at that, driving a pair. Check this out. A Florida artist may have found the solution, swapping petroleum for petroleum. I love these puns. Okay, now this giant pair on wheels is still powered by gasoline, much less than the standard car. That's why, according to Road and Track, the sculptor crafted the lightweight Fruitomobile and is using it to travel across the country. I mean, I guess people just got to get creative.
But it still takes gas. So really, I don't get it. I mean, yes, he is driving in a pair, and that's funny.
It looked like a motorcycle.
Which would get
like
vastly better gas. You're right. It did not look like a car in the traditional sense. It looked like a motorcycle in the traditional sense. But otherwise, it does still take gas. So it's not really an alternative.
I guess people just want to have fun.
I mean, it does look fun. I'll give him that.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you tonight at 9.